Hey, Micaela.
Hi, Lauren. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, honey?
I'm doing good.
Uh,
Happy the sun is shining today.
That's for sure. Hey, thanks for taking the time today to talk with me as 2020 comes to a close, which has certainly been a year like no other.
There has, yes.
As you know, this was our 20th year of supporting teens and young adults with cancer, like you. And boy, there's been some twists and turns this year that certainly made us change some of our plans. And not much unlike 2008 when you were first diagnosed.
Yes, yeah.
I want to show you a picture from the very first time I met you.
Goodness. I think we're matching today. Look, I got my pink on.
I will always remember you and that pink cat. So clearly pink has continued to be your favorite color. So that picture was at the very first pancake breakfast at my house. Do you remember that?
I do, yes, yes.
And that was in the very early days of what we called then TLC, Teens Living with Cancer. And we didn't even have our first center yet when we met at my house like we did often. How did 1330 or TLC at the time and 1330 now help bring you to where you are today?
Yeah, I mean, it has, going through that journey has really impacted, I think, all facets of my life. I don't think that there is a piece of me that was unaffected by being diagnosed. And so, I in my career, I have really found that the nonprofits have really impacted me. And so when I was younger, maybe probably in that picture, I, thought I was going to go and be this big shot lawyer, or, I was going to, start enacting policies and changing the community in ways that, that I wanted. But after being involved with 1330, I realized that it is these helpers. It's people like you and Steve and Christina that are making a difference in people's lives, that are, really doing the work and supporting people when they need it most. And so I wanted to continue to do that. And so I work at a nonprofit because I love the work and I love to make a difference in people's lives. Personally, it has just made me be grateful for what I have. I'm able to take breaths, and when you get overwhelmed or frustrated, it's like this little voice in my head going, it's really not that big of a deal. Think of how worse things could be. Think of where you were in 2019, and what would that person be saying about a missed deadline or an email that didn't go out at the right time or something.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I just am grateful and appreciative of the life that I've been given.
You talked about the helpers, right? What was it about the core group that you were part of back in those days that helped?
It was like the girlfriends that I never had. I was diagnosed when I was in middle school, in eighth grade, and that is a tough time for anybody. It's school can be a little harsh, and so the girls that I was friends with, they felt like my true girlfriends. We had sleepovers, or we would be messaging each other on Facebook and stuff. And though I still had those people at school, it was this like another group of core people that really understood the whole me. I could be comfortable in my hat. And I didn't feel like I was maybe on the outs, or, we had inside jokes. And so it was like this group of friends that like completely understood me.
That's a common theme that we hear from everybody. Um,
Yes.
so, so it's been 12 years since you've been part of us, and we've been part of you, and I've watched you move through all the great things that you've done for 12 years, and most recently for you now being on our associate board, which is very cool. So I'm wondering what you hope for 1330 as we start our next 20 years.
Yeah. Well, I hope that you continue to do, what you guys do, and continue to grow and to, really be on the same trajectory path that you've been on. I think of, the hundreds of programs that you've put on, the numerous, I guess, 20 journeys, maybe less than that, but to continue to kind of be that role in people's lives. It's whether it's the young adults or even now parents' lives. I think being such a key part in being along that journey. I think that you guys play an important role, and to continue to do that, and to even grow. Who knows? We can continue to open centers and be a force in the New York State or beyond, I think.
Well, certainly, I hope for the very same things. And speaking of journeys, do you see something familiar behind me?
I do. I noticed that. Okay, I really think pink. Wow, I guess I just wear pink all the time now.
So even though we don't see you as much as we did, you're always part of 1330 Cancer Connect, and I can't wait to be able to see you in person and give you a real hug.
I know.
So until that time, Micaela, thanks so much. Thanks for joining us, hon.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me. This was great.
Talk soon. Bye.
Bye.